Alright guys, it's me. I'm back on this one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm lining up the shirt to actually print it. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through and show you guys what I'm doing to run this shirt. Kind of a start to finish on this job. Got the screen where I want. The soft contact is way too high. Where it was, we were running sweaters earlier on this. Kind of what I'm doing, since both sides are adjustable, making sure I kind of got it where I feel comfortable about both sides being equal. I'm kind of content with it. The big thing is make sure you lock everything down. And what I'm going to do now is go through some of my junky shirts that I've got, some old stuff, and run a test print. And so what I'm going to do is just make sure there's no debris on the pallet. Throw it on there. Off contact still a little bit higher than I'd like, but it's good enough. And what I'm going to go do is now is I'm only running one of these shirts, but you want to, whenever you print, you want to kind of have a set pattern what you do. One shirt I could probably just set the squeegee against the back here, and I got ink on my hand just now, but I could probably lean it against there and it not bother or bump anything or fall off without having like a back clamp. That is the tendency what happens on side clamps. You can have the squeegee fall off. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of wire just for a precaution of something to kind of follow that pattern every time. What I'm going to do too is grab my black ink . I'm just going to put a little in here because then we're only doing the one print, but you do want to have enough to print it and do a test print. So now I'm going to grab a squeegee really quick also, and at least find one I can use that is clean. If you don't have one, clean one, and that's what I'm going to have to actually do. So give me 1 second on that while I clean the squeegee. And then we'll be right back to printing on it. But you should always, even though I've ran this print many a times, and a little safety precaution, you should always do another test print even though you've used that screen before, because you could find something that the emulsion's breaking down over time. You could have had something you missed because you ran it on another color shirt and you didn't notice it. So I suggest always do a test print. So my squeegee's clean. I'm going to grab one more rag just to wipe the rest to get the little residue off my hands, kind of, and to make sure it's buttoned up just that little bit more. Got a rag with me. I always try to keep it in the back pocket or somewhere I can reach it, so in case you get ink, you're not getting it on you. And what I'm going to do is just run the shirt just like I normally would. Make sure it clears the screen. It did. I don't see anything really out of the ordinary. No issues with it. As you can see the logo. This is for one of the Jeep clubs we print for. It's good. I'm going to run it through the dryer just so that will dry, so I'm not stuck with the shirt and bump into it, get ink all over everything, and then now I'm going to run the actual shirt that needs to be ran. So it's the same thing. I'm going to get my shirt on here, line it up, and then we're going to run it. With this stuff, I know you'll have people print flash, print black. Some people want 2 passes. Normally what I do when I run black stuff, black is black. So as long as you get it through the screen, you get it to clear, it's going to be dark. If you're doing like multiple passes where it might lift off on the other screen, you might want to do more, but I'm not doing that. I'm just running one. And so I don't have to really worry. I don't have my flash hooked up at all for that reason, because all I'm doing is running this one and it's done. So that's how we did that shirt. We'll be back in a few seconds and I'm going to show you the other sides too. All right, thanks. All right, guys, I'm back and we're going to do the front now. And sorry, the camera's a little shaky because I'm trying to... The pole I got you guys hooked up to is the pole that I got one of these clamps on. So what I'm going to do is I got it lined up kind of where I want. Off contact's okay. It's not... Could be up a little bit higher, but should work. What I'm going to do on this one, I'm using a side clamp squeegee or vice grip, and that's just so I can put the ink right here. I don't have to go over my other image, and I really could use a little bit wider squeegee, but we're going to make it work with this smaller one. We're only going to run the one shirt again, like I said, so we don't need much ink. Literally, a little goes a long way. I've got the ink. So now what we're going to do too, I'm going to put my test shirt in here again. And we're going to see how it does. So on that one, I see a few spots. I got to have it clear a little bit better. And it cleared just like I like. It's right where I need it to be. So we're good to run with it now. And let me show you. See, right here we got a lint spot, so don't worry about that. But that's the front. So what we're going to do, now that it's where I want, we're going to run the real one. So same thing. I'm going to grab the shirt, load it on the platen, get it lined up. If there's anything you see on the shirt, whatever, move it off now. If you don't like how it lined up, or if you see something off, readjust it. And we're good to go now. And just like that, it's printed. I'm going to do this a little on that little L part. It's good, but I didn't like it perfect, so I like that little part. So that is that. So now I'm going to run it through the dryer, and that will be ready in a second. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this one on the fly, so let me glance real quick. I'm sliding an arm press on, or arm platen on. Yeah, you guys are in screen, so let me let me do this. I'm going to put this platen on here, tighten it up, and we're going to use the other side of the screen to do the other one. So first I'm going to move some of my stuff, my squeegee being one. So I'm going to set it over here on my other screen, and I'll put my clamp over here out of the way. What I'm going to do is undo the screen. Since we've got the logo on the other side, I'm going to flip it over. And as you can see, here's the thing with side clamp. Here's the edge of my board. Here's my image. I'm not in the center of this piece. And some of it is where these side clamps moved them how I needed before. And so we adjust it. So with a back clamp, it would have slid all the way over. A side clamp, I've got to move these arms. But as you can see, I'm able to do that to get it where I need. And so it's tight on here. And then I'm going to tighten them down. And then what I'm doing is I've got marks on here that I've used before. And so for instance, my image starts right at the bottom here of this top tape seam. So what I'm going to do is just tighten it down. I'm going to grab my side clamp. Now one thing, if you do something like this, you have to remember, for one, you don't need much ink, so I'm only doing one, but this whole image up here will deposit ink if anything's pressed on here, because it's still got that. So there's a few options you can do. You can tape it up, which works fine also. Or you can hang a shirt over that area. Or you can lay a towel over it. So what I'm going to do, show you what I would do. Now, with this one, knowing where the image starts, you don't want to print over the seam. So I'm going to bring this seam about halfway down on this tape. And depending what image I use, normally if I'm doing a bunch of these, I'd mark it, bring it right to the end here, so that it sets it up a little bit higher. Which... And then the other thing too, I've got tape on this upper edge to hold some of it down, so it's going to be this print, which I'm going to line the tape halfway up. But what I'm going to do so it doesn't get on the other, just lay a rag over. But what happens, how this is, it moves, because I've got clear tape here instead of using palette adhesive, so this is going to move a bunch. But with me only doing one pass on this thing, and it black ink, I'm not going to really have to worry. Or two passes. I did it where there's one spot where the screen didn't clear, and as you can see by me putting this down here, you can see I did get ink on here, but it prevented it from getting on the shirt. You could tape it up, but I'm just doing the one, so to waste the time and throw the tape up there, it's not worth it. There's a one spot in the screen that didn't clear perfect, and even when I cleaned it I could see it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm happy with the print other than that one spot. So what I'm going to do is take a little rag, screen cleaner, screen opener, and hit that area and make sure I get it wiped out so that it's going to print right through. Now what I can do is, if I'm worried about it, I'll run another test print. I'm really not worried, but just to make it show you guys and As one quick safety thing, I'm going to do it one more time, line it up. And it cleared the screen. Image is perfect. It's good to run now. So that's how I would do that. Here we go with this one. Sorry guys, it sounds all repetitive and boring. Just trying to talk and keep talking as I'm running through this order. The thing I didn't do on that last one, I didn't put a piece of material over this. So if you're not cautious or thinking, you would have ruined a shirt. Just got to remember that when you're doing this. Got it where I want it. As you can see, I would have ruined the shirt. It transferred onto there. Image came out perfect. Just like I like. This is a right sleeve print. And run through the dryer this time. And the shirt is completely done. Hope this video helped you guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Try to make a video on anything you guys need or want to see. That was just a front, back, left sleeve, one shirt that we had to run. Normally you wouldn't want to spend that much time making one. I'm just showing you how to change the colors on the screens from another color you might have had in there. How to set one up and then how to set up like an arm sleeve. Again, my name is Robert. If you have any questions, let me know. Please hit the like, subscribe button. If you liked what you've seen, subscribe and follow. And my name is Robert. Peace out. Thanks, guys.